Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. We're talking about something pretty much all of us deal with at some point exam stress. We're going to chat about how exams can mess up with our day to day lives, like our sleep, our mood, and even how much we see our friends. We'll also share what we actually did to cope, not just the advice teachers give, but the stuff that really helped. Plus, we'll get into how we try to keep life normal during exam season, how to stop procrastinating because we've all been there, and what to do when everything feels overwhelming, like talking to teachers, friends, or people who've already survived it. So, if exams are stressing you out or you just want to feel less alone, stick around.
So, we will be covering many topics throughout this podcast. However, the first topic that we will be addressing is how exactly stress affected our personal lives and how it influenced our lives out of school.
So, me personally, I stopped spending so much time with my family and friends because I didn't really have so much time to see anyone. And any time that I did have, I would rather spend on studying and focusing on my exams. And if I didn't do that, I would feel guilty while I'm spending time with my family and friends because I wasn't studying. And so the stress got even worse and heavier.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I feel like for me, that was one of the main things that affected me. However, also, I would find myself going to bed a lot later, and my sleep schedule was quite messed up. I would find myself going to sleep at very different times, sometimes a lot earlier than usual, sometimes a lot later, depending on if I felt prepared for the exam or not. Also, before I was going to sleep, I would be overthinking about things, worrying if I hadn't prepared enough, or worrying about if people had prepared more than me.
As well as eating habits can be changed a lot because of stress. And at the time, I would eat too much or eat not enough. So I would skip meals and eat something more like unhealthy. And it definitely affected my energy and made it harder to get through long study sessions.
And even though I relate to all of this, for me, the main thing was very difficult to concentrate on everyday tasks. Like simple things like chores, conversations, or even watching a show felt harder because my mind kept drifting back to what I still needed to revise. It was like I couldn't switch off, even when I wasn't studying.
So once I noticed that I stopped going out so much with my friends, I talked to them and we all agreed to arrange a hangout every couple of days to make sure that we were still keeping in touch and doing stuff together as a group and not allowing our exams to take over our lives and not allow us to be together and social. And if I wasn't able to hang out with my friends over those couple of days, I would do something with my parents and my family, go out like going out to a restaurant or go on a family walk and get out the house so I could release my stress and not get overwhelmed by the studying.
Yeah, I think it is crucial to recognize when you're going on a bit of a downward spiral with these things, especially for me when I recognized that I wasn't sleeping very well anymore and my sleep routine was a bit messed up. I started to create like a wind down routine, so more or less half an hour before I would go to sleep, I would just lie in bed or read a book or something like that to calm me down. I'd also have screen time on my phone. I asked my parents to do this so that I couldn't turn it off myself. That helped me to not be just sitting on my phone all the time before bed, which obviously after a while helped me get to sleep faster. And also just doing like being active every day, so going and doing like a sport you love or even just for a walk can help make your body a bit more tired and have a better sleep.
Yeah, I think that it's really important to have some kind of routine, not only for like a sleeping schedule, but as well as for eating habits. For example, it helped me a lot to prepare my meals on the weekend, so I will not have to decide daily what do I want to eat and how healthy it is. As well as I would prepare in like little snacks, so I would have something healthy, not to eat fast food or junk snacks. So I would set some kind of alarms or timers for me to keep track of my eating schedule, as well as I did something similar for my water schedule, so I would not just like forget to drink water while I'm studying for the exams. So this is what really helped me at stressful times and periods of many exams.
And one of the biggest things that helped me during exam season was creating a realistic study timetable and actually sticking to it. Instead of trying to cram everything into one day, I spread my subjects out and gave myself enough time to revise properly. Having a plan made me feel more in control and stopped me from panicking about what I hadn't done. That also led me to breaking my work into smaller manageable tasks. Instead of looking at a whole chapter topic and feeling overwhelmed, I focused on one section at a time. Finishing small tasks made me feel like I was making progress, which really reduced my stress.
Even though I did not do GCSEs, I would still stress and overthink my exams. And to feel confident before an exam, I would prepare a small and consistent way to break material into small parts and practice with past papers. Creating a regular study routine, stay organized, and ask teacher or friends for help when needed. Replace negative thoughts with positive, realistic ones, and take care of your body through good sleep, food, and short breaks. For the exam, use deep breaths and visualize yourself succeeding. Confidence comes from solid preparation and a calm, positive mindset.
I also didn't do the GCSEs. I went through the Spanish system, which was a lot less stressful than GCSEs. However, it was also not very easy. We had exams at the end of every term, and then at the end of the year, we had the main exams, which if you didn't pass all of them, you weren't allowed to like continue on into higher education. So although it wasn't as stressful as GCSEs, it was still quite hard for everyone. For me, it was really important to still maintain a pretty standard like day-to-day lifestyle, as that made me feel a lot better about myself. I managed to get plenty of studying in, but also managed to spend plenty of time with my friends. And although it did affect my sleep schedule a little bit, once I noticed what it was doing to me, I followed the steps necessary to prevent that from happening again.
Yeah, I mean, I also did a bit of the Spanish system before I switched to GCSEs, and I definitely agree saying it's a lot less stressful than GCSEs were. Um, GCSEs also come around a lot quicker than you think. You hear the teachers say that you should start studying now because they'll come around a lot faster, and you think, oh no, they're just saying that to scare us. It's not that bad. But once December hits, you realize that they are quite soon and that you should stop procrastinating and start studying, because if you don't, you'll get close to the exams and you'll realize that if you'd studied before, you would have done a lot better than you did.
And then for me, especially, the GCSEs were extremely stressful. But if I had to give advice, I would probably advise you guys to start doing past papers from now. Do as many past papers as you can. Listen to your teacher's advice, how to study, use everything, all the resources that they give you. And trust me, by exam season, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be calm enough to actually get through the GCSEs and get the results that you want to get. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, something from today's episode was useful and makes exam season a bit easier to handle. We'll be back next time with more, so stick around.